You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delone fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flag down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal, he's intercepted by Keekly. Keekly inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panthers.
All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. You got Rashad, you got Dave, but today we got a legend in the building. We got a Panther legend in the building, a member of the original Double Trouble. This ain't no D'Angelo Williams. This ain't no Jonathan Stewart. This is original Double Trouble, all right? Current running backs coach at UCLA, Panther Legend, the Panther Legend himself, Deshaun Foster. Welcome to the show, brother.
What's happening, y'all?
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? Thank you for coming on the show, man. We appreciate your time. Know you're busy, man. You got a lot going on. We appreciate you taking out a couple minutes to talk to us.
Thanks for having me. I just appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
Yep. So, real quick, got a question. This is kind of a deep question, but as a running back, you took a lot of punishment in the NFL. And you're retired now. How is your body holding up, and how's your mental health at this moment?
I'm good right now, but knees, ankles, stuff, you can just feel stuff. But eventually, I'm probably going to have a little bit of problem with that. But so far, so good. I'm holding up, holding strong.
That's dope. We just want to make sure you're good because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Want to make sure the mental health is good. So that's good to hear. Good to hear. All right. So here's a question I got. And you coach the position right now. How do you view the running back position nowadays? I mean, it differs a little bit from the time you played. But it may or may not differ in your eyes. But how is it different from now, from back then it is now?
They just might be throwing the ball to the back a little bit more. You gotta and they're using multiple backs instead of one or two. You might have three and then the rotation, but it's still the same game. Just the only thing that's changed is that the owners or the league is just devaluing the position. But other than that, the guys are still successful. If you look at the top teams in college football and in the playoffs, you got to be able to run the rock to make it. You got to be able to run the rock in December and all the other stuff. So you're gonna be able to play D and run the ball. You'll go far.
Yeah. So what's one of the guys right now that you like? All right, this dude's legit in the NFL right now. Who's kind of one of the guys you got your eyes on?
I mean, it's the top dudes. Derrick Henry, Chubbs, Christian. I've been a Christian fan because he was in the Pac-12, so I was seeing him run power in Stanford. I've seen him run the rock. It wasn't just outside zone screens. Like, this boy was toting it in a conference. So Alvin. I mean, there's a few backs out there. They all got different styles too. So I just like that they're able to show what they can do and get out there and try to bring respect back to the position so guys can get paid.
Yeah, so I guess what do you kind of say to the people that's like, oh, the running back position is the most replaceable position in the league? You got guys like, even with CMC this year, Mike Davis came in, did a decent job, didn't get as many touches, but the production was there. If you extrapolate the numbers out, if he would have got the same carries as CMC, the same touches, numbers would have been kind of similar. So what do you kind of say to that?
It's just situational, I would say that, Christian still has more of a big play threat, just to get in there, and there could be an explosive at any time. So, but any good team has to have a good running game, and it's just situational, but if you run the ball, you're going to be successful. That's how I view it.
Yeah, it's true. Something that we've kind of gotten away from here a little bit over the past couple of years. It's definitely got to have that run game going. All right, so here's a question. You probably get answered this. You ask this question all the time. 2003, 2015. Who you taking? And not only who you taking, but why? But why? I know who you taking. Why are you taking 2003 over 2015?
Well, y'all tell me what defense you taking.
Hey, I'm taking 03. I'm taking 03 for sure.
That answers the question. Then we done. That's it.
I mean, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a.
It's
You don't have to get into really the offense and what was going on, but that defense, that was something special. Some of them boys that hasn't been duplicated, or there's some Hall of Famers on there. So that was a real defense.
Yeah, man.
You couldn't hold on to the ball. Them boys was coming. If you threw it, we was gonna get some picks. And then on offense, we was doing our thing. Big Dog was running the rock. We had Smitty on the outside. Jake was balling. So it was we had a good thing going.
Yeah, man. 03 is my favorite Panther team of all time, man. I love that. I turn on the 03 game right now, man. That team was so fun to watch, bro, man. I miss those times for sure.
Yeah,
just that run that we went on, it was just a special moment. That started the Cartier Cats and
Facts.
A lot of stuff. A lot of things that are still being said with the Panthers started that season. So, we just had a lot of stuff riding on the line. Coach Mills passed, and
yeah, man, it's tough.
Fields, coming out with cancer and everything. So it was just guys we was digging deep. You were playing for more than just a game out there.
Yeah, it's tough, man. So let me follow up with this. If there was a player off the 2015 team that you would take to kind of get y'all over the hump, hypothetically, who would you take?
Luke.
That's pretty valid answer.
More defense.
Yeah, I'm getting another backer in there. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's not like he's taking Demo's spot and I'm putting him in the middle, but we just gonna find a way to get all these backers on the field that can play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a.
So no Cam over Jake.
So you out here trying to cause
I'm
drama,
just asking.
sir?
I'm not trying to cause no drama. I don't want to cause no
Put
smoke.
it like this: Cam would be my. It's not. It's just I'm defense. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I wouldn't want Cam. It's just that I'm defense. So the first thing I was thinking, like, who on defense could we take?
Yeah.
Who would we have? But Cam would for sure be. I mean, it's a 1A, 1B type situation. It's not a. You know what I'm saying? Because that's Cam's MVP year, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
See, now you got me. I'm thinking about it, and it's a different story. But Jake was balling, so it's not a. I got to ride with my guy.
Yeah.
Panthers, though, but you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Still but I mean, that's a 1A, 1B type situation. It's not a, if you get another defender, that's always going to help. But Cam is for sure going to put us over the hump also. It's not like we were taking a slouch if we took an offensive guy. So
100%.
It's a 1A, 1B type situation.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that season with Jake was special, man. I know it was like when I was in college that season, man. So that season was freaking outstanding. Like sometimes you gave me a heart attack, but I was happy with the ending most of the time. I'm gonna tell you that right now because it was some phenomenal games to watch. And then when playoff time came, maybe I remember I had a bet with one of my students when I was a TA because he was an Eagles fan in the playoffs.
Okay.
He stopped showing up after he lost the bet. So
I went to school with Freddie Mitchell, so that was a big game. Fred was hot as that. Going to their house and just doing that to them, and they had just gone for the last 3 years, so it was tough.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So real quick, Jared Richardson was the owner back when you was around. All right. Have you been in contact with the ownership? Like, have you met David Tepper? Like, are you still kind of like in contact with the organization at all?
I'm in contact with the organization, but I haven't met the owner. It's hard for me to get out there for the reunion stuff because I'm coaching it's during season. It's usually during the preseason. I always miss those games, but they send me stuff. I got sweaters, hoodies, and I just try to rep the city. I'm from Charlotte, so I'm from the
correct.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Both sides of my family. My parents they're from Charlotte,
Yeah. So you still rocking with us. You ain't, I know you played for the 49ers for that year, but you still rocking with your boys. Even though
that was, I just came home. That was just to come on home.
For sure.
But I'm a Panther, you know what I'm saying?
So that leads me to my next question. All right. So back in the day, we not following the game like we are now, right? And I always wanted to know the answer to this question. You may have answered this a million times, but what led up to your retirement, right? Like you played 6 years, and you were 28 when you stopped playing. Like, what happened? Like, what kind of why'd you just stop playing?
That was it. That was.
I'm like, I thought, maybe you could get another contract, maybe you could ride out, but
It was really just my ankle wasn't the same. Once I broke my ankle that season,
yeah,
I came back early, played 2 on it, and it just wasn't really. And I value the game a little bit more than just be trying to come out there and just be
get a check.
you know what I'm saying? Just for that. You know what I mean? Football changed my life for sure. So I didn't want to. I mean, I just kept it 100. It was over. You know what I mean? It was just time to start the next phase. A lot of dudes be scared of that. You know what I mean? Just because you don't really know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I've been playing football since 2nd grade. Like you said, it was second. What is that? Like 9 to 28, 29. So, it was it was time to just to figure out that next phase. And I got into coaching, and we're here now.
Yeah. So that gap from 2008, 2009 to 2012, like what were you doing? Like, because I know you started coaching in UCLA in 2012, right?
Yeah, just enjoying myself.
Gotcha. No, I'm just curious. I thought maybe I'm just digging. I'm just digging.
But you were in the front office for a bit at UCLA before you started coaching too, right?
Yeah. So, all right. So the whole story was I had to finish school, so I was coming back to graduate. To be honest with you, I wanted to go to law school.
Nice.
Just to have something to do. So I wanted to go back to school, finish my degree. I ended up getting my history degree, and then as I was doing that, I started coming around the team, and then I worked my way. So the first 2 years, 12 and 13, I was an undergrad coach. 14, I was a GA. 15, I was player development, and then 16, I got the running back job at Texas Tech.
Gotcha.
And then it took off from there. So, I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to coach or if I just wanted to maybe be in scouting or if I wanted to, I didn't know what area I wanted to go on at the time. But I ended up figuring out finding my niche, and coaching running backs is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So speaking of those running backs, man, you got Joshua Kelly in the league right now. Man, and bro, this dude Demetri Felton is serious, man. Talk to me a little bit about him, because hey, listen, I was watching the Senior Bowl and he got highlights all over the place running those routes. Like, is that something like you talked about the running backs catching the ball more? Is like that's something you focusing on at UCLA when you coaching them up?
I mean, it is part of development. You got to be an every down back, and you got to find something that you're exceptional at. There isn't just get out there and I'm a running back, I do this, this, and this. They're looking for exceptional traits. So we got to find something that you can do exceptional, and let's build on that. Felt is his route running and catching ability. You know what I mean? So I wanted to really find a way to enhance that and fine tune it and get it to where he's elite. You know what I mean? He can run. He already had the vision and stuff like that. So I was just, I just try to just give them belief and believe in them, and they run with it. I just try to do the things that coaches did for me that resonated with me and got me going. And it's just been working so far.
Yeah, man, Felton is nice, man. I'm really looking at him. I'm hoping we can grab him up and be the Curtis Samuel replacement since we lost Curtis Samuel. I think he fit he's like a perfect fit, man. I want him to slide right in that role. We'll see if we can pick him up, man. But he's a beast, bro. I like Demetri Felton a lot. Being that I'm not, we in the East Coast, we don't see a lot of Pac-12 football. I didn't get a chance to see him much until I started watching those highlights, and I'm like, man, this kid's legit, man. I like him a lot. So
yeah, you gotta stay up past 10 o'clock to watch the Pac-12.
That's a fact, and that ain't me, bro. I'm going to bed early. I'm going to bed early, bro.
Games to get you.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
All right, so going back to the 2003 team, is there anybody like you still in contact with everybody? I know we talked a little bit before we hit the record button. We talked about Stephen Davis a little bit. Are you still in contact with everybody?
Yeah, Stephen Davis, Pep. I see Buck a lot, Ricky Manning. Kerry and Drew weren't on that team yet, but we got them the next year. I talked to them a lot because Kerry coaches out here at SC.
Yep.
I just saw Buck at Pro Day because he with the Cardinals. Just mostly the dudes, Smitty, when Smitty on the West Coast. I try to talk to him, so just the Cali guys, I would say, I guess.
Gotcha. Man, that's dope, So, Dave, you got any more questions?
Yeah, man. So I wanted to talk about your run because you at one point, like right after the Super Bowl, you kind of took over as the main back, so to speak, for injuries or within another. Particularly the big thing I want to know about is the 2005 season. Like, Steve Smith was over here. People always talk about how great Steve Smith was because he had the Triple Crown, but you were no slouch either, having close over 1,300 yards all purpose. So, and I really thought you guys were going to get to the Super Bowl that year. I thought that was the year. Like 04, you had the barrage of injuries, but 05 was like it. So like, I want to hear like something about like the preparation. I know you probably had something to prove because you got injured as well. Mm-hmm. What was the mindset going into the 2005 season?
For me personally, it was just, this got to be a big season for me. I just had microfracture my rookie year, then played Super Bowl, then broke my collarbone after balling the next season after like game 5 or something like that. So I was itching to really get out there and go. And we just started rolling. It was a good, it was a good season. We started rolling, and then but I broke my ankle in Chicago.
Crazy story. I was at the Giants game prior to that. I was in the stadium when y'all shut the Giants out for that playoff game. That was my first Panthers game, so I enjoyed that because I live in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed watching that game live.
Yeah, that was a big
one.
Say, especially up there. That was a big one. That was a big game. I remember their backers was out, so AP was gone. Carlos Edmonds, all them boys didn't even play. That's why we got at them so bad. But
you broke a couple franchise records in that game too. Ran for over 150 yards in that game.
That was now that I'm thinking about it, that was a good game.
Go back and watch. Game pass that joint.
We're playing a couple but that was a good game. Then the next week we just weren't able to. Next week we beat Chicago.
Yeah,
I ended up getting hurt, and then we ended up losing another running back, I think, up in Seattle.
Yeah,
but that was one of the loudest places I'd ever been. I think it was loud because I wasn't playing, so
you tuned it out.
You know what I'm saying? But usually I'd be locked in. But I was like, damn, this is one of the loudest places I'd ever been in. But Smitty still almost got it done for us. But it was
he did, man.
We were out, man. So.
Anything else, Dave?
Let's see here. No, I think I'm good.
So real quick, I do have one question because your career, was the 6-7 year career. Now you backed up Frank Gore for a little bit, and this dude has been in the league for a long time, like forever. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts? Do you still speak to him, what are your thoughts on his run? Because that's incredible. Being a running back, not breaking down. What are your thoughts on Frank Gore, man?
Frank he's a unicorn. That shit don't happen. That don't happen.
No, you're fine. You can cuss, bro. You good.
That don't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know how good Frank Gore was until I got there. And when I got there, I was like, damn, this dude can run. You know what I mean? The patience, just the vision, everything that he had. I was just like, man. And there wasn't a whole bunch of weapons over there. It wasn't like we were stacked or anything like that. Frank was getting it out the mud. He was going forward. And I was just impressed to see that, just to see a different style, opposite of Stephen Davis, and it was still effective. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the type of run, watching Stephen Davis, I guess my style, seeing D'Lo's style after when he came in, and then watching Frank Gore when I was with him. Just seeing the different styles that are effective in the NFL. But Frank, I would have never projected this long just because of the position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a true professional. This is somebody that's taking care of his body. He's not out tearing it down or putting bad things in it. He's a true professional. So that's how he's getting rewarded on the back end of it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was looking doing some research, and this is from a couple years ago. The average span, the career span for a running back is 3.5 years, 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy that he's going 18 years now. It's incredible. It's incredible, man. Incredible.
You don't see that anymore, man. You just don't see that anymore. You might, and there might be a possibility that you'll see that now because of everybody splitting. Because there's so many. There's 3 back. It's a 3-back system for a lot of teams now. But somebody like a Frank Gore that pretty much took the load for that long period of a time, it's incredible.
It's still effective. It's not like he's out there stealing.
Right.
Like, you know, him and AP, they're still the Toby. This isn't the.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just looking out for these guys. They still are helping the teams win.
Facts.
All right. I got another question for you, man, since we still got you. What's the best advice an NFL player you played with gave you?
I guess it'll just be mostly everything Stephen Davis was just teaching me in the game. You know, just basically take care of your body. This isn't your body's your car. You know, you can't be out there just running into walls and stuff like that. You got to really take care of this. You got to be fully conscious of what you're putting in it and everything like that. So just that, you know, get massages and stuff.
Well, yeah, we might want to stay away from those, bro. Yeah, I got you. All right, man, that's crazy. It's crazy, man. Anyway, so Dave, any other questions before we get Deshaun out of here, man?
Nah, I'm good to go, man. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here, man. Appreciate that. Sure.
Yeah, man. Once again, Panther Nation, Deshaun Foster, Panther Legend. Appreciate your time, brother. Hopefully we can get you back sometime. Hopefully hit your running partner up, tell him to come on. That being said, we getting up out of here. Deshaun, thanks again, bro.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep.